Hey guys and girls, welcome to Zilla Cabs. In this video we're going to take an in-depth look at the Celestion G12-65 speaker. Now this is a speaker that Celestion developed in the 70s. In the 70s people were using sort of 100 watt heads and playing loud sounds, so Celestion were developing higher powered speakers at the time. And as such this speaker has been sort of marketed at the hard rock sort of style of playing. But I think they do a whole lot more than that. You quite often see these speakers these days in cabinets and amps of people use sort of 2-rock kind of sounds, that sort of classy blues, fusiony kind of big, wide, single note sort of sounds. So I've got the speaker today loaded into this compact 1x12. This is an open back cab. I think Paul agrees that we quite like the G12-65 in an open back setting. Just allows it to breathe a bit more, I think. So yeah, let's dive into see how it sounds. I'm going to switch over to the Strat here and play some clean stuff. So you can hear there's plenty of headroom there. The single note lines come out really clear, and yeah, just a great sound for clean sort of playing, I think. I'm just going to add a touch more gain onto that sound and see where we end up. So for me, with a Strat, with just a little hair again, that speaker's doing that sound perfect for me. That's the sort of thing that I really enjoy hearing from a Strat. Not too spiky in the top end, just a really clear sound, bold sounding speaker. Let's have a listen to a bit more of that. clear, bold sounding sort of Strat lead sound, I'd call that there, with just a touch of gain added from the Strymon Riverside pedal. That's going into a Mesa Boogie Stiletto 100 watt, which is like their take on a Marshall JMP, I think. And yeah, the speaker's just pushing that out really clearly. Plenty of bottom end, even considering that this is an open back cab. Just a really warm, bold sound. There's plenty of top end as well, but it's not shrill or harsh at all for me, so I'm going to have a listen to a bit more of that. Cool. Let's see what that sounds like with some humbuckers. So this is a Les Paul Studio. I can't remember whether it's in 94 or 2004, but we use this for quite a lot of testing around the workshop. It's got a nice big beefy neck. Sounds pretty cool, so let's try it out. So, as you'd expect, a bit of a warmer, hotter sound from the humbuckers there, but yeah, that speaker's handling that really well. You still get a little bit of that pick attack and sort of quack on the front end of the notes, especially on the bridge pickups. It's quite reminiscent of that sort of Robin Ford kind of sound to me, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he uses these speakers in his Dumbles. Could be wrong there, but I think that's true. So I've upped the gain a little bit on the Riverside, added some more mids and just backed off the treble a little bit to see if I can get near that sort of Robin Ford kind of sound, because I think this speaker will do it. My playing won't do it, but the speaker might. So without listening to a reference tone, I think that does it pretty well. Yeah, you get that nice bite off the front end of the notes, and just a really warm, bold lead sound that's really clear without being overly shrill or anything. So I think that's where this speaker excels for me. Having said that, let's try it out with some other styles. This is an open back cab, so traditionally you probably use a closed back for heavier styles, but let's dial something in and see what we get. Alright, so I've switched to channel 2 on the Stiletto. With all the lights going in here, you can hear it probably humming away there in the speaker. This is my baritone Flying V that was made for me by my good friends at Daemoness Guitars. Tuned down to C sharp standard. So this speaker, it probably isn't what I would go for sort of metal kind of sounds, but I've got a sort of martially kind of high gain sound dialed in. Let's take a listen and see how it sounds. So for me, I think in this cab, it's probably not the right setting for sort of metal kind of riffing. That being said, for lead playing, I thought it sounded really cool, and I quite like open back cabs for lead stuff anyway. Just allows the dynamics to breathe a bit more, I think. But for when you want to play the rhythm parts, I think you need a closed back cab for that kind of sound. Also, this speaker doesn't quite have the depth that those kind of parts require, I think. That's not to say that it hasn't got bottom end, just for me personally, the type of bottom end that it's got is a little bit rounder, should we say. Less focused than you might require for sort of down-tuned riffs, basically. So maybe not my first choice for that sort of style of playing. But for playing lead in that style, I think it's definitely worth checking out, something worth considering for sure. Alright, so I've gone ahead and loaded the speaker into a Fat Baby, which is our sort of oversized 1x12 cab. This cab's related to our popular Fat Boy 2x12. It's the same height and depth, just a little bit narrower to make a 1x12 cab. And this has got a closed back as well, so I thought we'd just revisit that sound and see how it fares with a closed back cab. So I think for that sort of stuff, it sounded a lot more appropriate in a closed back cab with a bit more depth to it. That being said, it's probably still not my first choice for a rhythm sound for a speaker. But yeah, again, for the lead stuff, I really like that. So let's go back to the Stratty sort of clean stuff, this time with the closed back cab, and see what differences we get there. Cool, so I think I actually preferred that sort of sound with the open back compact, the orange cab we had earlier on. Just had a little bit more life and a little bit more like breathe into it to me. But still a great sound with the closed back cab, just a little bit tighter and a little bit like punchier, whereas that kind of playing on the Strat to me needs a little bit more, I don't know what the words would be, but a little bit more breathing to it. So I think, yeah, it suits an open back more for me anyway. So hopefully that gives you a bit more of an in-depth look at the G12-65 speaker. As I say, I think it's a bit more than just a hard rock speaker. I think the pick of the sounds there for me is the clean stuff with the Strat, with the open back, and also the bridge humbucker getting towards that Robin Ford kind of lead sound. Yeah, those two sounds would just keep me happy all the time, I think. So the G12-65 is certainly a speaker that I really like. So let me know in the comments below what your experiences are with this speaker, what your favourite sounds are with it, whether you prefer it in an open back or a closed back cab, and yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to reading those. And as ever, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications when we bring out new videos, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a video next week. Cheers.